guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with you top 5 books I read this spring. I've been doing this now for a little over a year now, I think. So every 3 months I share with you my favorite 5 books from that past 3 months. Because there are 4 seasons, that's 12 months. And this time around, I was supposed to post at the beginning of June, and I had the end of school, and I went to Europe. So I am officially back from Europe, had the best time ever, but I do have 5 books that I read in the last 3 months that I absolutely adored, so I will go ahead and get to those 5 books. The first one on this list is going to be The Bride Test by Helen Hoang. I devoured this in like a day and a half, and I loved it so much. This is about Kai, who at the beginning of the book we kind of figure out why he believes he can't love, and he just feels like he's emotionless, he can never love a person, and he actually has a form of autism, and so his family is very understanding of him, but kind of not at the same time, and so his mom decides to get him a bride from Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. She is in Vietnam and decides to host interviews for a wife and ends up finding Esme working in the hotel she's doing her interviews at and brings her to America to marry Kai. And so it's Esme's job to woo him, and it's their romance, and I really love the representation in here, both in the autistic aspect and in the immigrant aspect, because we do learn a lot about Esme and her journey of coming to America and trying to make a life for herself and dealing with the stereotypes of someone who is Asian and not natively from America, and so I loved it so much. Such a good book and one of my favorites of this spring. Next one you guys are probably tired of me raving about, but that is Praying for Rain by Bibi Easton. I got to see Bibi Easton 2 weeks ago at the signing I went to in Pittsburgh, and so it was so nice seeing her. I did get my book signed. Yes, and got a little bit of inside scoop about the next book, which I can't share, but I loved this book. I literally read it in a day. I did get an arc of it, so I was reading anytime I could that day and devoured it. And it is a pre-apocalyptic, the apocalypse hasn't happened yet, and they all know it's gonna happen. And so they've all been having these dreams that the apocalypse was gonna happen. So they're like, oh my god, it's gonna happen. And so world's falling apart. Our main character is it's like 2 or 3 days before the final day, and she runs into this guy, and it's them trying to survive together. So good. It is going to be a trilogy, so there's a cliffhanger in this, but I devoured this and loved it so much. The next book I also got an arc of, and I devoured it in like a day and a half, and that is Top Secret by Elle Kennedy and Serena Bowen. They kind of just like dropped this on us like a week before release date, and it is an MM romance. People loved Him and Us by them. I loved Him. I haven't read Us yet. And this one takes place in college, and it's about Keaton. He's been in a relationship for like 4 years now with his girlfriend. She wants to spice things up for her birthday, so he goes on this dating app to try to find someone to help do that, and he kind of starts talking to this guy, and they start talking about things that he shouldn't be talking about with a girlfriend, and he's kind of confused because he's like, I have a girlfriend, I've never liked guys, and it ends up being a surprise who this guy is. That's all I can say. It's so good. I was swooning the whole time. I loved both characters, and I definitely recommend this to everybody. The next favorite of mine was Making Faces by Amy Harmon. This one has been on my TBR for so long now, and I knew I didn't want to read it yet because it's a very sad romance, and this is about a guy who comes back from the military with scars all over his face. He was like the golden boy, the most beautiful boy, like gorgeous, and he goes off to war with all of his friends, and he's the only one who comes back, and he has a lot of scars on his face. And so not only does he have survivor's guilt, he doesn't want anybody to see him because he knows it'll bring up everything about what happened. And our main character is this girl who has always been seen as different and kind of like, I don't know how to explain her, but she's definitely does her own thing, and she loves hanging out with her best friend who's her cousin, and she starts to talk more to this guy when he comes back from war, and he was like totally off limits when they were in high school because she was down on the totem pole and he was like golden boy, like I said. And so it's so emotional. I cried. I probably would have cried even more if I didn't try to reel it in because I knew it was going to be sad, but for a very emotional military romance, I definitely recommend this book. The last one on this list is one that I also got an ARC of, and I only signed up for the ARC because of the cover, because it looks like Sam Heughan to me, and that is Marriage for One by Ella Mays. This one is a very long, slow burn romance, and it is about Jack and Rose, and they make fun of the fact that it's like the Titanic, and it is a marriage of convenience. At the very beginning of the book, Jack proposes marriage to her on the day they met because of a certain reason, and she finds herself saying yes. She has no other way to get around what just happened, and so they get married, and they're very cold. Jack is such a hard, cold, mean person. I don't necessarily want to say mean, but like he kind of comes across as callous, and she slowly breaks down his walls. It is so slow burn. So I think if you like Mariana Zapata, you will love this. The romance is just like so good, and I love the marriage of convenience trope, so you guys should read this. I loved it. And those are the top 5 books that I read this spring. Let me know down below what your favorites of the last 3 months were, or if you've read these and enjoyed them. I would love to hear it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.